In this video, I'm going to be walking you through an example of how to select a PVS for your industrial refrigeration application using Parker's virtual selection program. Before we start, we want to make sure that we're using the correct units. You can do so by clicking on Settings, Units, and then making your selection. On the left-hand side, you want to make sure that you have selected the Quick Selection tab. That will bring up the types of systems that we have available. Next, you want to select the system that you're going to be working on. For this example, we're going to be using a pump system. After selecting the pump system, you now need to determine which line you're going to size your valves for. You can do so by clicking the lines itself on the diagram that's shown here on the right-hand side, or you can use the drop-down. For this particular example, we're going to select the liquid line. After selecting the line, a list of components will be shown here on the bottom of your screen. All these components can be sized for this particular line. For this example, we'll be sizing a valve station. After selecting the PVS icon, we now need to determine how many positions you will need for this valve station. All the models are shown on the left of your screen, the left bottom of your screen here. If you scroll through each one of these, you'll notice in this middle block, the configuration will change. For this particular example, we'll be selecting a PVS 5. As mentioned, the configuration does change. So for this particular example, we'll be selecting a PVS 5 with a shutoff valve, strainer, solenoid valve, hand expansion valve, and in the final 5th position, a stop check valve. Next, you want to insert the data for your application. First, by selecting your refrigerant, you can use the drop-down, and this will expand and you can see all the different type of refrigerants that we have available. For this particular example, we'll be using ammonia. The next block over is your evap temp. You can change the temperature by using the arrows up or down, or you can highlight the selection, which I've done here. For this example, we'll be using a 0 degrees Fahrenheit evap temp. Next, you want to enter your recirculation rate. Again, you can use the arrows up or down to change. We'll be using a 3-to-1 recirc rate. Max pressure drop, 4.35 is showing as the default, but for this particular example, we'll use a 4-pound pressure drop. And the final bit of data that is needed is the capacity of your system. For this example, we will be using a 40-ton system. After you hit enter, the required CV will be calculated. Based on the parameters that you've entered, the required CV for this selection will be 3.109. Now that value will be used to select the correct valve. The block below is showing all the different port sizes for this particular configuration. If you look to the right-hand side, you'll see the results stating not okay or okay. You want to make sure you select a valve that is green, showing as okay. This is based off of your required CV that you calculated up here on the top block moments ago. Scrolling through and selecting a OK valve, you want to highlight the selection, click Add to List, and this screen will bring up the model codes that are associated with that particular configuration. From this list, you can select the option that meets your configuration and port size needs, along with connection size, type and coil voltage, and with or without a pilot light. For this particular example, we will select this first valve. By double-clicking that valve, it will be added to your shopping basket. Now, from this screen, you can go back to the calculation portion and put together a full list of all the valves that you would like to purchase or like to move forward with your selection. From here, you can send as an email, you can send it to yourself, which would generate an Excel spreadsheet, or you can send it directly to RS orders, and they will receive the list of components that you would like to purchase. This is the final step on how to select a PVS using our VSP program.